Please can I now invite Sapir to continue the case for the proposition.
On October 7th last year, I woke up to sirens and rockets overhead. My brother and I spent the entire day in my bedroom, which doubles as a bomb shelter. That day, Hamas unleashed unimaginable atrocities on Israel, murdering 1,200 innocent civilians and kidnapping 251, 101 of whom are still held captive today. October 7th has been a recurring nightmare every single day for the last 401 days. How can peace be possible with leadership that actively seeks to murder every Jew, Arab, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Israeli from the river to the sea? Hamas, which has held power in Gaza since 2007, is not interested in a peaceful two-state solution. Their charter explicitly calls for the destruction of Israel. The preamble of the Hamas... Sorry?
Point of information.
No, thank you. The preamble of Hamas covenant states, Israel will exist and will continue to exist until Islam will obliterate it.
Point of information.
No, thank you. Just as it obliterated others before it. Article 7 goes further, stating, the day of judgment will not come about until Muslims fight Jews and kill them. On October 7th, we saw these words put into action. These are practices that they have fulfilled, and they promised on national TV to repeat again and again. How can peace be possible with these kind of leadership? This is not just about Israelis. Palestinians suffer too. But under Hamas's leadership, their suffering is prolonged and used as propaganda. The Global Imams Council, representing 1,500 Muslim leaders based in Iraq, has condemned Hamas for using civilians as human shields. Even Al-Qaeda has criticized Hamas for keeping hostages in Gaza. Hamas's actions hurt Palestinians by making peace impossible, denying them a stable future. After Israel left Gaza in 2005, hoping for peace, Hamas seized control by force in 2007, ousting the Palestinian Authority in a violent conflict involving the killing and expulsion of many PA members. This violent takeover demonstrates Hamas's indifference to Palestinian lives, including those within their own governing bodies. Many Palestinians have grown up knowing only the rule of Hamas. They've been indoctrinated to prefer Hamas over the PA, perceiving the latter as too moderate. Why does this continue? Because Hamas and those aligned with them do not seek a homeland for Palestinians. They aim to eradicate Israel. Palestinian leadership, by prioritizing this agenda, has repeatedly hindered the establishment of a Palestinian state and their people's freedom. This is why I urge you to vote for the proposition. Palestinian leadership, not the people, is the greatest barrier to peace. In Israel, we understand this issue cannot be framed simply as pro-Israel or pro-Palestine. This oversimplifies a very complex situation. This debate is about being anti-terrorism, about standing against ideologies that perpetuate violence and suffering. Israelis, like myself, genuinely want to see a peaceful, prosperous Palestinian state alongside a secure Israel. But as long as Hamas, the PA, and other violent actors hold power, this dream remains distant. Israel is a democratic, liberal, high-tech driven country, a beacon of democracy in the Middle East. We are fighting for our existence. We have nowhere else to go. There are no other Jewish countries in this world. As someone who has lived in Israel the past 5 years, I've experienced the constant threat firsthand. During the conflict in May 2021, thousands of rockets were being fired by Hamas, my neighbor's house was bombed, and my own home was partially destroyed. Meanwhile, friends around the world turned against me due to one-sided stories on social media. I spent weeks explaining Israel's right to defend itself, something that no other nation has to justify to such an extent. Most Israelis are not overtly religious, and we are not politically extreme. We are regular people, Jews, Christians, and Muslims who simply want to live peacefully and in a democratic state. I myself have many Arab friends. We live, we work, we socialize together, sharing the same democratic values. It is not Israelis who are preventing peace, it is organizations like Hamas and the PA. According to the Terrorism Act 2000, terrorism includes acts of serious violence and endangering lives. All actions Hamas is engaged in. No state can be founded on terror. All this violence has turned Gaza into a battleground rather than a potential independent state. Some facts are hard to hear. but they must be acknowledged to make progress. Extremism in any form is detrimental to humanity. Accepting this uncomfortable reality is essential if we are to find solutions that serve both Palestinians and Israelis. History offers lessons as well. In 2000, we spoke about this a few times already, President Bill Clinton hosted Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak and PA leader Yasser Arafat at Camp David to negotiate a permanent peace agreement. Ehud Barak agreed to it, and Arafat promised Clinton that he would as well. This agreement would have granted the Palestinians a state with 96% of the West Bank, and an additional 4% would be Israeli land, with the Palestinians choosing where that 4% would be located in the West Bank. It offered them 100% of Gaza, along with having their capital in East Jerusalem. I repeat, the capital in East Jerusalem, also including Al-Aqsa. Yet the Palestinian leadership rejected it. 2 months later, the Second Intifada erupted, and resulted in over 4,300 casualties, which were mostly Palestinian lives. Even the so-called moderate Palestinian leadership turned down an offer that could have laid the foundation for a two-state solution. Both Hamas and the PA have resisted meaningful progress, prioritizing agendas that seek to dismantle Israel over the well-being of Palestinians. On the other hand, Israelis believe in providing equal opportunities to all, promoting good quality of life for every Israeli, no matter their religion. For example, my mother manages an international software team. Her development manager is an Arab Druze, and her team consists of Christians, Muslims, Hindus, and Jews. They all work together respectfully and supportively. Everyone is given the opportunity to progress professionally based on their abilities, regardless of their religious beliefs. It's not just that they have opportunities unrelated to their religion, they also respect each other's religions. During Ramadan, my mother visited her team in Nazareth and shared the Ramadan dinner with them because they invited her. This is possible because there is no apartheid in Israel and because people respect and care for each other. I as well, with my Arab friends, we sit in Yaffo, we go get knafe, and we have Shabbat dinners every other week because we love each other. And this is not a place of hatred. This example clearly shows how the Israeli government and people offer opportunities to everyone in Israel, regardless of their religious beliefs, and how mutual respect is fostered among different communities. It demonstrates that peace and coexistence do exist within Israel, just not between Israel and the Palestinian leadership, who wish only to eradicate Israel, causing suffering to their own people. So I ask you, vote for the proposition. Recognize that Palestinian leadership through terror and extremism stands as the greatest barrier to peace. Only by addressing this reality can we hope for a future where both Israelis and Palestinians live securely and prosperously side by side. Thank you.